Hey, I did that lap too. Thank you.
Maybe a little brutal. All right.
Ruband's a ruband.
Last time you were in class, I typically like to tell you guys where I'm going to be gone. But I didn't remember I was going to be gone until the day before. So I was actually in the building. We had to be taught how to teach again. Which is always fun. All right, so if you ever become a teacher, be prepared to be told how to teach. Be prepared to be taught how to teach over and over again.
Do you see it?
So, it was fun stuff. If you guys were in the library at any point in time on Tuesday, you'd have seen that. All right, and also, even though you didn't know I was going to be gone, I do appreciate the sub said you guys were very well behaved. Okay, obviously that's expectation. Okay. My second blog, apparently maybe not so much. I'm sure some people in here could attest to that.
Zach? Yeah, good. Pick up.
Because they got me 2 blocks in a row. All right, best time ever. Now, assignment last time, I went through and read some of your responses.
Ooh.
Pretty good. You know, it's just kind of dipping our toes, or you were dipping your toes into mental health last time.
Anything right now.
I know we got a pretty good background based on
No, because I just had my
the presenter we had last week.
Ingram toenails.
Okay.
Okay, today we're going to dive into mental health a lot deeper, and the scope is going to be much greater. All right, so before we get started, when you think or you hear of mental health, what maybe disorders have you heard of before? One, obviously, pretty big one that we talked about, OCD. Okay,
Depression.
that one, depression. But yes, OCD.
Anxiety disorders.
Anxiety. Bipolar.
ADHD.
ADHD is not a mental health disorder.
Is schizophrenia.
Schizophrenia is. ADHD is like a learning disorder. A little bit of a behavior disorder. Kind of deals with anxiety. Not quite as in-depth as what we're going to be discussing. All right? You want to put that on pause? Yeah. So today we're going to be looking at a bunch of different types of mental health disorders, and you and your specific group are going to dive a little deeper into one specifically. All right, so everybody in here will be, or every table will be looking at one in depth. All right, and then you're eventually going to have an assignment with that to then present it to your classmates. All right. So
He's presenting.
Yeah.
Go ahead and get on Canvas.
Boom.
Already on.
Already on. Live streaming Canvas.
And why would you be doing that?
Why not?
It is mental health
Fair enough.
disorders.
Mental health
But
disorders.
it's not posted yet.
Hey, I found it.
Wow, that is really far away.
Someone is already on the chat beside the live stream besides me.
Really?
They posted or texted or put the link in the chat.
I want to see this.
I don't know who it is.
Alright, so you are going to read, okay, these first 2 PDFs. The first one is going to focus on anxiety and depression. Okay, the second one is going to be kind of a general overview of a few other disorders. Okay, mood disorders, some other anxiety disorders, some phobias. Okay, understanding what those are. Okay, so I'm going to give you about 10 minutes to read and look through those.
Where's the chat? Oh.
It's loading. Give it time.
Do you want us to, each of us, have our own paper on this, or
just one. I just want you to read right now, okay? Because you haven't divvied up the disorders yet.
Bless you.
Nose.
The chat is still loading. Oh, wait, no. See you later in life. Luke. I have a phobia of reading. I should use my apple pie. Yes, you should. Later, though. I've already had the Doritos. No. Anxiety is a condition of feeling uneasy or worried about what might happen. Brief feelings of worry or fear. Anxiety. And remember, using alcohol or drugs. Healthy way. Bless you. Mm-hmm. Oh, I read my Bluetooth first. Oops. If you fart and burp at the same time, I'll make your stomach a vacuum. Why does my mouth need to go in a square box? Shut up. And a lot of my isn't going off, it's actually turning on. Shut up. Can I say one more? Sure. How can Darth Vader breathe and talk at the same time? Everyone can breathe and talk at the same time. Yeah. When you breathe and talk at the same time, that's how you talk. What shape is the sky? Why does the Easter Bunny carry eggs? Rabbits don't lay eggs. It's a natural bunny. It can do whatever the hell it wants to. Why does Let me see.
Actually, okay, put eggs. Put eggs next to chicken. I'm not talking that loud. Yes, you
All right, so that kind of gave you a little bit of background on anxiety, depression, some other mental health disorders. All right. Now, today our goal is to get a little better understanding. Headphones, can't well. A little better understanding of mental health disorders, because again, like our presenter said last week, okay. We are pushing, not only in education, but also in society, a better understanding of these disorders. Now, if we were going to go back, 100 years, and look at how we treated mental health, or even farther back from that. Okay? Joey, do you know how we treated it?
Dissect brains. They would cut up brains and take part of it out if you had a mental disorder.
Right. Okay. That's one way to deal with it. So with something called a lobotomy. Okay. Now lobotomies became popular in the 20s, 30s, 40s. Okay, where they would drill basically a hole in your skull because they thought there was something wrong with a certain part of your brain. All right. Take out some of your brain matter, and hopefully that would cure your ailment. Now, 100 years ago, psychologists, doctors didn't have a great understanding of why mental disorders happen. Okay? They didn't really even call them mental disorders. Okay? They just called people crazy. They didn't understand why they were acting a certain way. Okay? But as time has gone on, okay, we have eventually learned that a lot of these behaviors are caused by a few things. Right? One of those things is biology, something that we can't control. Okay, your genes. Okay, some of these disorders are passed down generationally. Also, some things that we can control a little bit. Your home life. Some disorders will pop up because of that. Other disorders will rise because of violence. I'm sure you've heard of PTSD. All right. But again, what they did for the majority of treating mental illness was they took those people and they separated them from society. And they basically put them in these self-contained prisons, or prisons, not prisons. They didn't put them in prisons. That would have been tough. Okay. Basically, self-contained prisons called asylums. Okay. And they would basically throw a person that had mental disorders in there, lock them up, and then society would go on. Okay. So, now we're trying to do the opposite. Okay. We're trying to be open and understanding. Because just like if you suffered from something like a broken bone, you would go where?
To the hospital.
Yeah, you go to the hospital, you go to a doctor. Okay. A lot of these mental health disorders are a lot like that. Okay. There's visible signs, there's visible symptoms, but this is what people don't know. Okay, what to do? What do I do? Okay. Maybe you just think, well, maybe that's just kind of their personality. Okay, to act out or to be aggressive or to be withdrawn. that's not always how it is. Okay? And our goal is to figure out these 8 disorders you're going to each, as a group, look at. Get a better understanding of what these signs and symptoms look like and what possible treatments are. Okay? So you know if you ever encounter these, which more than likely, okay, near 100%, you're going to encounter someone in your lifetime that suffers from one of these disorders. Now, some like depression, a little more common. Some like schizophrenia, not as common. But, right, that's like saying dealing with the flu, right, which is very common. People know how to deal with that. Go to the doctor, get medicine, sleep, rest, hydrate. Or something like, you know, a certain type of cancer. People still know how to deal with that, but it's not as common. Now, some cancers are more common than others. But, again, as a society, we can understand, or we've been taught how to deal with actual physical illness. What we haven't been taught how to do is deal with mental illness. Something that we can't actually see, but may show itself through our physical signs. All right, so as you see on there, okay, there are 9 options. Okay, so with each group, okay, you're going to pick a number between 1 and 100. I wrote the number up here. Groups that get the closest
55.
get to pick first.
Okay.
All right.
If it's 55, then.
So,
50.
all right. Think about what number you and your group want to pick.
Okay, Joey, what's number do you want?
I'm saying 46.
Okay. No. What do you think? I think 55. I think 50. I think
So let's
50.
do 47.
That's not at all the average of anything what to do with our stuff.
Exactly.
Is he writing out all 100 numbers? Oh, no. You're going to put 1 to 100, Zach. That's what I thought he was going to do.
All right. These are your tables.
Ooh.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What's your number? 67.
47.
47.
If it's above
87.
So, plus.
6.
You should have chose 1 less than 7.
Wow. All right. Price is Right rules. 40. 36. 81.
Yeah, it's like close.
I swear, if it's above 50.
They can see it.
65.
They can't see it.
So,
65. So.
64.
We were the.
say what one gets picked
third
first.
closest.
All right. Group 1 will go first.
One thing generalized anxiety.
Okay. Generalized anxiety disorder. So we've got group 1. Alright, now we go to group 5.
What do you guys want to do?
PTSD.
5?
Sure.
No, we're not doing that. And
Too
then we're
easy.
going
What's
with
on
2.
8,
What?
What?
Yeah, that was
16,
yeah, that's
18.
Oh.
Okay.
Ah.
8.
Here's my
You guys
number.
want? Schizophrenia.
Bipolar or major depression?
How about major depression?
Major depression.
Yeah, make us depressed.
Alright.
Whatever.
16. 3.
What?
Wait a minute.
What? 18.
That one's like 20. That one's 22.
Oh, sorry. 2.
Major depression?
Yeah.
Major depression.
Yay. Okay, now you guys. Yay! Six.
Here we go. You have to take
So you got OCD, bipolar, DID. Okay. You guys ever seen the movie Split?
Okay.
I thought
We are.
we could play that. You have
No,
to-
no.
It's based on dissociative identity disorder
Okay.
or multiple
He's
personality.
right there. That's why I'm not.
All right, 7. Bipolar. And 6. Or 4, sorry. No, there's 2. Okay, so you have either panic disorder or OCD.
Oh,
Panic disorder. Okay?
should we switch to OCD?
No.
I really want
Maybe. Yeah.
Then switch.
Yeah.
All right,
Can we
so
switch to OCD?
yeah, borderline personality disorder. It's
Coach Fallon. Can we switch to OCD?
It has to do with certain.
He's ignoring you.
No?
Can you switch to OCD?
Yeah.
Which one do you do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
I don't know why I did that. Anyone like to bump up to major depression? Anybody?
Going once.
Anybody?
Going twice.
Okay, so the only one we don't have on there is major depression.
And it will stay forever.
But we had the presentation on that, so
Go.
nothing to worry about. All right, so what you guys are going to be doing, okay? You can see some questions about these. Okay, so in your group, okay, you are going to become an expert or as much an expert on your disorder as you can. Okay, specifically, and this is not limited to, okay, but things you specifically need to cover. Okay, who does it affect? Some of these disorders only affect a certain portion of the population. Okay, for example, I could have put postpartum depression. You guys know what postpartum depression is? So sometimes that has to deal with postpartum depression, which about 90% of postpartum depression is affected by women who have most likely just given birth to a child. Okay, so basically they carry around a baby for around 9 months, right, and then it exits their body. Okay, and that huge change causes certain depression aspects, which can lash out in things like not letting anyone be around the child, having severe anxiety when you're away from the new child, things like that. Okay. PTSD also usually only affects a certain portion of the population. Some of the population has a much greater risk of PTSD. So some of these could be anyone can suffer from. Okay. How many people suffer from the disorder? We're looking at people in the United States. Okay, not so much worldwide, because you guys don't interact with people worldwide as much as you do with people in the United States. Okay. Now, this is the big one. Okay, how does it change the way people think and behave? All right, this is also going to be shown as symptoms. Okay, but this is going to be the bulk of your information because, again, we're looking at how do we identify? How can we look at someone and say, look at how they're acting and say, well, that person might have this. Right? If you eventually come into contact, let's say that you have a parent or a sibling or eventually a child that shows certain behaviors, this is going to tell you, how do I know that something is not right? How do I know that this behavior should be treated in some way? All right. So that's going to be the bulk. Be specific. Okay. Be able to go into detail. All right. The next one, and this is the last one. What are the treatments? Okay. So A few of them are going to have multiple treatments. Definitely put multiple options. Okay? Some of them are pretty specific treatments. Okay? Any questions? All right, so you're going to become an expert on this. Okay, collect information. What? The disorders that don't have treatments. No, those are kind of disorders. You don't have to treat them somewhere. I mean, you don't have to get treatment, but again, it's going to greatly affect your behavior and your ability to live life normally. Okay? And again, normally is very vague. Okay? Because what is normal? Right? All right, so right now I'm going to give you time to collect information. Okay? Towards the end of class, I'm going to hand out large pieces of like poster paper. Okay, what you're eventually going to do is basically put all that information on a piece of paper. What we're going to do when we come back, you're going to have a little bit of time to do this. We're going to put them up around the room, and then we're going to go around the room and you're going to teach them to your classmates. Okay? So, to be able to teach this well, you got to know your stuff. All right?
Alright, so first,
Under research.
we should get the definition of normal and compare normal to OCD.
Yeah.
So for normal, the definition
That's
of
not
normal,
straight. Normal.
Neither is yours.
OCD much?
We're supposed to do this some other time.
No, he said that we needed to So, definition of normal. Really? Get off.
No, I just Kobe'd it into the hole.
Get off of golf.
Hole in one.
Oh, no.
What's important now?
Wait, did I bounce out?
This assignment.
No, I'm in. Look at that. Look at that, Brendan. Let's got that, Kobe. I'm not in it.
Let's get off the golf.
I'm not in golf.
Oh no. Exactly.
What? Okay,
So
so
1 point behind you.
get out of golf, Brennan.
Get out a
Brennan.
piece of paper.
Get out of golf.
Get out a piece of paper. We gotta take notes.
Just take them on the computer.
No,
Why don't?
take out paper.
Why do we need paper? If we're doing this in the host board.
Yeah. Why don't we just take notes on our computer?
No,
Yeah.
and computers are dumb.
No.
So who does OCD affect?
Joey.
People.
That was stupid.
Shut up.
Then all I'm saying that me, since you're going, they'll be writing down.
If I'm taking notes, I'm putting it on my computer. Because that's how I take notes. Fine. I will.
Watch this show. Ready?
No, because you're gonna fail.
Yeah, you're gonna miss.
Told ya. I could make it from here.
Yes. Okay.
Only about 2.2 million Americans over the age of
That's it?
18
2.2
have
million?
This form of OCD.
Ooh, this reminds me of Rhett and Link's OCD song.
Don't. Shut up.
Fine.
Because that song is not a actual accurate.
It is an accurate representation of
It is
OCD. It is. Gotta get the alphabet soup correctly labeled through A through Z.
I don't understand what OCD is.
Exactly. You have.
Shh, don't.
Get off of golf.
I'm not on golf.
Get off of golf.
I'm not on golf.
Get off of golf.
I'm not on golf.
We're not on golf. Okay, so who does it affect? You said 2 million Americans? Or?
2.2 million Americans over the age of 18 have diagnosed form of OCD.
Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna put this down. My self work. Stop.
You know,
Fine.
a way to take notes is to actually have the site up yourself instead of just having no bucko Joey.
I have something up for OCD.
What?
Google. Hate me. Hate is a pretty strong word.
You say it to me like that's good.
2.2 million Americans are affected.
Why are 2 point... Okay.
He said 2.2 million.
I really shouldn't ask, because you're Americans.
Americans are weird.
You're calling your own... I wouldn't say race.
Right, man.
I'm actually German, so... Oh. My last name means mirror if you translate it in English from German.
Spiegel.
Mm-hmm. Mirror.
No,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Look it up, it does.
I'm not care about it.
Okay, let's see. There should be a health website. That's how it's treated. Okay. So what are questions? So we have who does it affect? Now how many people suffer? How many people suffer from disorder? We have that too.
I should look up.
Why are they two different things? Who does it affect and how many people suffer? Teens. It affects teens to
It
adults.
affects everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly teens to adults.
No.
Teens to adults also mean everyone.
Little babies can have OCD. Gotta get the pacifier just right.
Oh my god, Zach. Of course you'd say that.
What? When I was a baby, I had OCD.
Wait,
Yeah, I did.
wait.
I had to arrange little blocks and colors from Reggie Biv. I was a very smart baby.
No, you weren't.
That's called being
When you were little, didn't you always think that the little round cylinder could fit in the...
When I was little, I didn't have a memory.
Oh. When did you develop a memory?
It's so funny, every time you take his phone, I swear to God, it gets funnier every time.
And I'm not trying to be funny.
Oh, so you're just being a dick.
No, he's being a dick first.
How so?
I flung. I went. I flung. Oh. Thank you. Are you really typing? Oh.
Dude, what are you doing?
I was like, oh my god, he's a fast typer. Rip.
Why'd you have it for?
No, I'm not so typing.
Oh. Wow. Oh. Wow.
I can't believe that one point.
Not one.
I'm a turtle. Well, we type at the speed of 13 words per minute.
No, you don't.
Your accuracy was 11%. It could be better.
What's your profanity?
What profanity?
Oh. Oh.
Now you just have to miss this.
Shut up.
Get off of golf with
I'm not on Golf with Friends. No, I'm not.
He's on golf it.
It's empty.
You're so
It's empty
You
anyway.
have to show him that picture.
Your things will be saved if you keep on. Lawrence.
With hair. With golden hair, rather.
Okay.
Why is it tea?
It's not tea.
What is
It's very lemonade stuff. It's this stuff.
fresh?
Yeah, very punch. It's good.
Start taking notes.
I am taking notes.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
You
I'm
don't even
taking.
have a Word document. Or
Yes, I do. 2.2 million Americans are affected.
Wow. What? You spelled millions incorrectly and affected used wrong.
You didn't even catch how I spelled Americans wrong.
That's what I pointed at. Mayor econ. Dumb.
Thank you.
And it's
So how does this change the way people think and behave? What does OCD do?
We don't have. Oh yeah, we do have OCD.
Well, we can only hope.
Doesn't make you crazy.
I know it doesn't. Why would you assume that I thought it made people crazy?
Wee.
Yeah, and
I came.
I mean,
I
do
saw.
you want someone to have a mental disorder?
Yes.
It doesn't so much make them horrible.
Yeah, but still, would you wish that upon someone?
No.
Yes.
Well, if I hated that person, probably.
I wouldn't wish it on anyone. Not even Zach.
Well, thanks.
Oh, this could be one I wrote down. There hasn't been any medication for OCD since 1997.
Seriously? Gee.
Hey, buddy. Yeah.
Nothing.
Hold on.
First of all, this is my
What's
computer.
this right here? No, go the other way.
Seriously, dude.
What?
What? I'm confused.
Man, you really got that charger there.
That's Brennan's.
Is it?
Yes,
You may apologize. Apologize.
Fucking.
For your aggressive behavior and actions.
I'm not gonna apologize.
For every action, there's an equal and opposite reaction. I'm just quoting what Coach Taylor told us is true.
What is? Oh, I found a good song. Will I be taking notes since you're too busy playing golf?
I'm taking notes.
I literally just saw it. I can see the light on your face.
Yes, mental health disorders.
I'll take the notes.
I got this.
No, because I know you're just going to talk in case because we have no real problem.
No. I'm not going to copy this.
I'll take it. I wish I had a wide screen instead of this tiny 13.
I thought it was 11.
It is. That's even worse.
It's 11 inch. Early 2015. Wait, this is depression.
Yeah, it's definitely not 13.
It's 11.
You were doing notes on depression.
Yes.
I'm doing it.
No. I know what I'm doing.
No, you do not.
Yes, I do.
You clearly do.
I know what I'm doing.
Do you?
Yes.
Get off of golf. with
I'm
friends.
not on golf with friends. Out of OCD, compulsive thing people think.
What is it? This man legit gave a little chuckle, and now he's back to his fake depressed. I'm not even depressed. Just fake angry state. Your face is short. It's not upsetting.
Fine. I closed out of golf.
Oh,
Look. Swipe.
Why do you have so many?
No
Am I
call.
looking at the screen?
You're looking at my glasses.
My glasses give up in the Alright.
Did you just see the most epic shot? Full power.
Whoosh. Full power. Whoosh. I'm not on full power. What else could you be saying full power whoosh to?
I'm watching something.
Porn?
Watching golf.
Yes!
Okay, then show us.
Okay. Let's get my VPN out.
Anytime you know.
Set up VPN.
What you are planning to do will not be done.
Wait, what did you say?
You gotta use 2 VPNs.
Do not do what you were about to